This is Learn English with Ease.
English made powerful, simple, and yours.
You know what's strange, Jack? So many of my students tell me the same thing. I feel fake when I speak English.
Yeah, I've heard that too. They say things like, I sound like someone else, or I can't find my real voice in English.
Exactly. It's not even about grammar or accent. It's about identity. You can have perfect sentences, but still feel disconnected from what you're saying.
It's that moment when your voice changes without you even realizing. You start sounding polite, too polite, or your tone becomes softer, higher, more careful.
Right. Like you're performing instead of speaking. And the scary part, you don't even mean to. You just slip into this English version of yourself.
And later, you replay the moment in your mind and think, that wasn't me.
Yes, you sounded fine, but it didn't feel fine.
Let's talk about that, why people sound shy or fake when they speak English. Because it's not really about language level. It's about emotional safety.
Beautifully said. Let's break it down. When you speak your native language, you don't think about tone or rhythm. You just speak. Every pause, every little or oh, it's natural. It's you.
But in English, your brain switches into performance mode. You start monitoring yourself. Did I say that correctly? Is my accent weird? Do I sound smart enough?
And that self-monitoring kills your natural voice. It creates distance between your thoughts and your words.
That's why you sound shy, not because you are shy, but because you're protecting yourself.
Exactly. You're protecting your identity. You're saying, I don't want to be judged.
So instead of speaking freely, you speak safely.
You choose safer words, safer tones, safer emotions. But when you remove risk, you also remove realness.
That's the trade-off, safety or authenticity.
You know, I remember one of my students. Her name was Laya. Brilliant, funny, full of energy in her own language. But in English, she sounded quiet, almost like another person.
Oh, I've met so many Lias.
Right? So I asked her one day, why do you sound different in English? She smiled and said, because in English, I'm careful. In my language, I'm real.
Wow, that hits hard.
And it made me realize, speaking a foreign language can feel like putting on a costume. You still recognize yourself, but you feel restricted.
Yeah, like you're trying to fit inside someone else's shape.
Exactly. And the more you try to sound correct, the less you sound like yourself.
But here's the truth, your real English voice isn't supposed to sound like a native speaker. It's supposed to sound like you, in English.
That's so important. People chase accents thinking that will fix the problem. But if your heart doesn't come through, no accent can save it.
So the goal isn't to sound native. The goal is to sound authentic.
Let's unpack the shy feeling next, because that's another big one. When you speak English, you might notice your sentences get shorter. You nod more. You avoid eye contact.
Yeah, it's almost physical if your body mirrors your hesitation.
Exactly. That's your nervous system saying, be careful.
It's fascinating. You can be confident in your own language, giving speeches, joking, expressing opinions. But in English, you shrink.
And that shrinking doesn't come from lack of vocabulary. It comes from fear of exposure.
You're afraid of what your mistakes might reveal.
Yes. You think mistakes make you look less intelligent, when in fact, they make you look real.
People connect with emotion, not perfection.
Exactly. Think about your favorite English speakers. They're not flawless. They're expressive. They pause, they laugh, they play with words.
They sound like humans, not textbooks.
So when you feel shy, ask yourself, am I being quiet because I have nothing to say? Or because I'm afraid of saying it wrong? Once you notice the fear, you can choose to soften it instead of obeying it.
Yeah, like telling yourself, it's okay to sound imperfect, I'm still me.
There's also something else, emotional vocabulary. Many learners struggle to express feelings in English. They know words like sad, happy, angry, but not the subtle ones: awkward, nostalgic, drained, peaceful.
Right. So when they feel something deep, they can't find the English word that matches.
Exactly. And that gap makes them sound emotionally flat or fake, even when they're not.
So it's not just about grammar. It's about building a feeling dictionary.
I love that. A feeling dictionary.
When you can name emotions, your English becomes alive. You stop translating and start expressing.
That's when people start saying, wow, you sound so natural, because you're not performing anymore. You're connecting.
So what can learners actually do to sound more like themselves?
Step 1, slow down. You don't need to speak fast to sound fluent. When you slow down, your real tone comes back.
Step 2, use the words you already love. Even simple ones can sound powerful when you mean them.
Step 3, practice emotional repetition. That means don't just repeat grammar structures, repeat feelings. For example, say, I'm tired in 3 emotional ways: calm, annoyed, playful.
That's genius. It rewires your confidence.
Step 4, record yourself speaking about your day, then listen. Notice which parts feel most like you. That's your true English voice.
And step 5, talk to yourself out loud. No pressure, no judgment. Just to hear what you in English actually sounds like.
That's how you build emotional fluency, the freedom to sound human, not robotic.
You know, Emma, I think the real reason people feel fake isn't because they're bad at English, it's because they haven't given themselves permission to be real in English.
Beautifully said, Jack. The permission to be real.
Yeah, to make mistakes, to sound different, to express emotion.
And to know that your English voice doesn't replace your real voice, it expands it.
Exactly. You're not becoming another person. You're becoming a more expressive version of yourself.
So, if you're listening right now and you've ever felt fake or shy or disconnected when you speak English, just remember this. Your real English voice is waiting beneath all that fear. You don't have to sound perfect. You just have to sound like you.
And when you do, English stops being something you perform. It becomes something you live.
If this episode helped you feel a little closer to your true English voice, stay with us. We create conversations that help you sound natural, confident, and calm. One real story at a time.
And remember, fluency isn't about words. It's about freedom.